Yesterday was a pretty stressful day. One of my cars got stolen on Turo. So right now this is the first time I'm gonna deal with it. So you guys are gonna come and experience what I have to experience while dealing with Turo. I haven't had, a, it's been 50-50 with Turo, you know, living up to their part on claims that I've made on other cars. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the car real quick, and then I'm gonna give you guys a brief explanation of what happened and how it happened and how we found the car and everything. Mind you, this whole process from the moment I found the car to like the moment it got here, man, it was like probably like 20 hours. So I'm tired. It's 1 p.m. where I live, and I just woke up because I've been dealing with it all night and all day yesterday. But and this was my baby. This was my baby. But look at this. So these spare tires weren't in the car. They stole both of those wheels. They stole the back ones. I'm pretty sure that somebody scared them away. I'll give you guys an explanation on why there's so much blood everywhere as well. But like I said, this is the first time I deal with the stolen car on Turo. And so I'm gonna show you guys what my experience is with them. Let's see. So I'm gonna go get a quote so I can start, sending everything to Turo to see how much they're gonna pay. Man, I'm gonna be optimistic, but like I said, when it comes to claims with Turo, it's been about 50-50 with them. But yeah, I'm super happy that the car is not totally messed up. They didn't, have time to mess it up completely. So real quick, what happened and what the story is that about 1 in the morning, so this car is GPS tracked, so I already knew where the car was at. So about 1 in the morning, I got a notification that the car was moving, but it was rented. So like I said, I thought it was a guest. So then the guest at 10 in the morning messaged me because he had to drop it off at 12 p.m. So 2 hours after that, after he messaged me, the car had to come back. So he was like, "Oh, I can't find the car. I can't locate the car in the garage." I live in Vegas, so he was supposed to be in Caesar's Palace, in the parking garage at Caesar's Palace, and he's like, "Hey, I can't find the garage. I mean the car. Like I swore I parked it here on level 4. I've been walking around. There is broken glass on the floor. It's not a lot, but I just can't find the car." And I was like, "Okay, no worries. Like let me look into it." So I open up the GPS app. I see that the car's nowhere near the Caesar's Palace. So my first instinct was like, "Oh, it probably got towed. He probably parked where he shouldn't have parked." So that wasn't the case because the location of the car was nowhere near a towing yard or anything like that. So then I checked where it was at, and it was like I already knew it was stolen, and it was already at the drop-off spot because the car had been stationary for 3 hours. So the GPS tracker tells me how long it's been not running. So it was stationary for 3 hours already, and then it was on this place where like you kind of just have to like have a destination there to go in there, or else you really don't go in there. So I was like, damn, it's probably already in the drop-off spot. They probably chopped it up already, what they need, and It's in the drop-off spot. So then I pull up. So I come home because I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and I come home and I call the cops. I make the report, and the cop is like, well, we're gonna try to get somebody out there, but we've been having a lot of calls, so I don't know how long. He was like, but you can go check. If the car is there, give a call back to 911, and we'll have an officer go there so he can release the car to you, because now the car is a stolen vehicle. So I can't drive a stolen vehicle. So then I pull up to this location, and the first thing I see from like probably like 700 feet away is I see the car leaning on the side. So I was like, yeah, they for sure took the wheels. So then we show up, and I'll post pictures of how the car looked like when I first discovered it. So we showed up, and me and my girlfriend, we showed up, and the car was on the rear rotor was on a rock. So I saw that they took that tire, and then I got out and I saw that they took just the rear wheels, and there was a note on the car. So I looked at the note, and it said, "Hey, at like 1:45 in the morning, I saw two Hispanic males. They were in a white Dodge Durango, and I flashed my lights at them, and they left. They dipped." So whoever that person was, which later on in the day I found out who he was, which was a security guard that goes around and does rounds for the apartment complex next to where it was dropped off. Which, thank you to him. That's why I believe that they only took the rear tires and they didn't take much else. They didn't take all four tires. I mean, I know they took some stuff from the interior, but my main thing was the wheels and the tires, just because the wheels that I have, like I said, they're pretty pricey. And he said that, so his story was, he showed up at 1:45 in the morning. He saw people being suspicious around the car, and they were putting my wheels in their trunk. So he turned on the security lights, those yellow lights that the security cars have, and he said that they got in the Durango and just dipped. um and just dipped. So when we got there, I saw the two rear tires, I saw the note, and I saw that the apartment complex across the street, the one right in front where the car was parked, had a ring camera. So I tried to reach out to them and see if if their ring caught anything, but they only have like it just records when there's motion in front of their door. So it recorded when the cops showed up, because the security guard had also called the cops and made a police report, but they didn't show up till like 7:30 in the morning from the time he called in at 1:45. And they also left me a little card, putting that it's a potential stolen vehicle, that they showed up. So I guess one cop showed up, and then four cops showed up. That the security camera, the ring camera captured was just the cops already there. I was just trying to get more information on like the Dodge Durango that was there, just in case, you know, they had plates. I'm pretty sure they took the plates off, but if they did have plates, or like if they had any like noticeable stickers, or you know, if it was just a noticeable, or it was just a plain white Durango, so I could give that information to the cops. But sadly, they didn't have any of that information, and they didn't give me anything. They just showed me when the cops were there at 7:30 in the morning looking at the car. So fast forward, I find the car because, once again, it's GPS tracked, so I knew exactly where it was at. So as soon as the officer gave me the green light to go look for it, me and my girlfriend want to go look for it. We found it right away. That same officer that called me, that was like, oh, there might be patrols that go look at it, had called me right when I got there. He was like, hey, are you at the car already? I was like, yeah. He's like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go with you and I'll just release it to you, since we're already at it. So he showed up, and he started looking at the car. When we first got there, there was a bunch of blood everywhere. So I'll show you the spots where there's blood. The forensic, the CSI, they pretty much took care of most of the blood and took it off, but there's still blood on the car, and I'll show you guys where most of the blood was. So when we first got there, this is the driver's side. There was blood right here. You can still see a little bit of blood right there. but there was more blood right there. There was a bunch of blood on the floor where the car was parked. Yeah, so there was blood right there. There was blood right here. There was blood right there on the floor where the car was parked. And then this was the worst part. There's a bunch of blood right there. There was more, but like I said, they got a swab and pretty much grabbed most of it. So there's blood right there. There's blood right there. There's blood right there, and then there was a bunch of blood on the floor here. A bunch of blood on the rotor. I believe that they got caught on the rotor trying to take this wheel off, and that's why there was so much blood. There was also blood inside of the seat. So there was blood right there as well. They, like I said, they took most of the blood off. So when we first got there, we had to wait for CSI. And shout out to Las Vegas Metro. They did everything they could, and they for sure took care of me, and they were helping me out a lot. So CSI came. So it took about, man, from the time I got the call to the time I got to the car, it's already about 3 hours that I was dealing with it. And then from the time we had to wait for CSI because we couldn't touch the car at all. The officer that was with me couldn't touch the car at all because of the blood, and we didn't want to contaminate anything. We had to wait, I think, another 2 hours. So I was already dealing with everything for 5 hours. So then CSI shows up, and they do what they have to do. They take their samples, they take their pictures. They also take fingerprints. So they fingerprinted the steering wheel, fingerprinted the door. They also fingerprinted the hood, fingerprinted the outside handles. They fingerprinted the dash. So they fingerprinted a few things to try to see who this person was. And like I said, this car was GPS tracked, so I gave him all the information that I had and everything that I could give him, to where the car had been and all that stuff. So now the CSI is done. The cop now is talking to me, and he's just telling me how we had to wait. We actually had to wait for my dad to show up because the car is under his name. So my dad had to come so he could release it to us, which took another hour. But from CSI to when the officer had to release it, it took like probably like another 3 hours. So I'm already dealing with it for like 8 hours, and then he gave me the go ahead that we could take the car. What I need from my car that hopefully Turo covers is not only do I need all the inside replaced, so my stereo, some of the dash stuff they left, so I have to get a quote on what's missing. And if you saw, it's kind of a mess where the electronics are. It's kind of a mess right here, so I really don't even know what they did here. I don't even know. The car seems like it does turn on. So the stereo's missing. Also my subwoofer is missing. They took my amp. They took my subwoofer. I had a Kicker L7 in here. So they took that. They took the stereo or the radio. They destroyed this right here. So right now I'm kind of looking at places to where I could go fix it. I want to send it to a very reputable shop, or like a place where I know they would do the work, whether it's like the dealership and stuff like that. But then again, I want to find a cheap place that will do good work, because God forbid they don't want to pay for certain things. I'm not trying to come out of pocket so much money, especially since the car wasn't in my possession, and I believe in my heart that I shouldn't have to pay for anything. I already got on the call with the Turo rep, and I was like, hey, like, you guys are gonna replace my wheels and all this stuff, right? And he's like, yeah, well, like, we have this thing on Turo where, I don't know if you remember, but when you signed, it's called like, kind, and quality like. Damn, my boy, sacalo, sacalo, you stutter. It's like, like, kind, and quality like wheels. So he said that it might not be the exact wheels, but it's something that looks similar to it, and it's kind of the similar quality. But my wheels, they're not like stock wheels. So I have, like I said, Renan CS7s on here. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that besides Renan CS7s, there's no other wheel that looks like it or that will, give me the same look that I have. And I had 10 and a halves in the back with 305 tires. I'm gonna double check with discount tires because it might be 315s, but I'm pretty sure it's 305 tires. So then, so when I called him, he didn't give me like a response where like it made me feel comfortable, because he was like, well, I can't really tell you, because if they're super expensive wheels, then they're just gonna probably get you like wheels that look kind of like it. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was starting to get pissed off, because it's not my fault. Like, this didn't happen on my watch. I shouldn't have to try to go through my insurance. I shouldn't have to go through all that stuff. I'm already on the 75-25 plan, and those who are on Turo know that they take so much money, because yeah, they give you 75% of what the daily rate is, but they still charge the customer all these outrageous fees. If the car is $200 and the customer is going to rent it, they charge them like $350, but you only get 75% of the $200. You don't get it of the full price, which I don't think is fair. And since they're taking that much money off, the least they can do is replace what gets lost, especially with like the insurance claims and stuff. So now, that was disheartening. Like I said, I'm optimistic, and hopefully they figure it out and they help me out. But like I said, I'm gonna take you guys through this journey so you guys can see everything and what I'm dealing with. But and then my car is lower than most cars, so getting it on was scraping the front splitter and the rear diffuser and the exhaust. When he dropped it off, if you can see, the exhaust was digging into the floor. There's a bunch of dirt already in the exhaust that I'm gonna have to take off. So look at that. So it's just like one thing after another, and the biggest thing was like I was just getting so tired because so here I am now. So this is gonna be part one, and I'm gonna continue uploading like what I find. Right now my job that I think I have to do, starting to get quotes on everything that's going on and to get it replaced. Like, the window was shattered, so that window, the passenger side window, has to be replaced. The two wheels and the tires were stolen, so that has to be replaced. The stereo was stolen, the subwoofer was stolen, the amp was stolen, and then some parts of the dash. So I'll keep you guys posted so you guys could see how everything went with me and my experience with Turo and someone stealing my car. But I hope for the best, and hopefully everything comes out good, and they just, I don't want extra money, or I don't want lost time or anything like that. I don't care. I just want my car to look the way that it looked. This is my personal baby, and I should have probably put it on Turo, but at the end of the day, it's been making me money, so I don't mind it. But I just hope Turo lives up to their part, since my deductible is only $250 on the 75 plan, which is not a lot. I'll pay it, but as long as they get everything situated and corrected. So yeah, guys, this is what happened to me. And like I said, I'll upload pictures of the incident on how the car looked when I first found it. But this is the current stage of the car. Damn, I didn't even notice that there was that much dirt inside the exhaust. I have to take that out ASAP. All the blood. And hopefully they find these guys, because at the end of the day, man, like, there's one thing that I hate the most, and that's thieves. Like, people work so hard for their things, for them to just come and steal it. But like, look, yeah, there's so much broken glass. Broken glass. This window's all shattered. Oh, and then they try to open the door, and they messed up the door right here as well. I think they tried to open it when the car was already on the floor, because the only rotor that was on a rock was the one on the driver's side. The passenger side was just slammed on the floor. So, man, oh man. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I appreciate you guys for, watching this video, and, wish me the best. Thank you.